Hello everyone and welcome to Parashat Shemot. The world we live in now is full of uncertainty, full of doubts, full of challenges, full of the big question of the unknown. What will be? How will we be able to plan? Are we able to plan? And I think it all points to one specific idea, and that is that we are not in control. However much we think that we are in control, King David said many thousands of years ago, Rabot machshavot velevish, Ba'asat Hashem hitakum. The idea that man can plan as much as he wants in this world, but at the end of the day, there is a master conductor above who moves the pieces of this world to be able to get to where we need to get to, because ultimately it's all in his control, and he controls our destinies. I think once we go ahead and we throw ourselves into that idea that ultimately it's all Hashem, and Hashem has a grand master plan, then hopefully we can navigate the next few months in a much more tranquil way, understanding that he knows what's best for us, even though we don't know what's best for us. But I think there's one other element that often gets missed over here, and I think I'd like to share that with you here today. My colleague Rav Tzvi Sveitner from Toronto pointed out that in this week's parsha, the Jewish people cross over the threshold and come down to Egypt, and the new nation of Jewish people begin after 210 years of slavery. But there's a fine point that is missed, and that is that at the end of Parsha Vayigash, almost at the end of Parsha Vayigash, where Yaakov finds out that Yosef's alive, he is concerned about going down to Egypt. And Hashem appears to him in a dream, and he says, don't be afraid, Meradam Mitzrayim, to go down to Egypt, because from there you will become a great nation. And then he goes on to say, and I will come down with you into Egypt, Anochi ered imecha Mitzrayim, va'anochi alcha gam alo, and I will also take you out. And there is this idea that he relayed, which I think is very profound, and that is to be able to navigate challenges in life is always a lot easier if we know that there is someone with us. Hashem is always with us, but I think we can take that into our own world as well. And the idea is the following, that if we backtrack a couple of weeks ago to Parashat Chayei Sarah, where Sarah comes along and she just hears about the fact that her son almost got killed during the Akedah, during the slaughter of Yitzchak, of Isaac, and at that point she cannot take it, as Rashi explains, and she passes away. The Chidush HaHarim, one of the great Gerach Hasidic rabbis, asks a fabulous question. He asked the question, how is it possible that we know that Sarah Imenu, Sarah was on a far higher level than Abraham? In terms of prophecy, in terms of greatness, she was far superior. And yet Abraham Avinu, when he is told about the test to go and sacrifice his son, he goes through the motions, and thankfully he doesn't manage to do it because Hashem saves him, but he goes through the motions and he passes the test. Sarah, who was on a greater level than Abraham, only hears about something that happened and doesn't manage to withstand the challenge and the test, and she passes away. And his answer is so deep and so precious and so profound. He said there is a fundamental difference between Abraham and Sarah, and that is the following. It's three key words. When Abraham walks towards the Akedah, he goes with his beloved son Yitzchak, and the Torah tells us three words, Vayelechu shnehem yachdav. They traveled together towards the Akedah. And he says something beautiful. When a person has support, when a person has people around him, then they can get through any challenge, through any hurdle, through any difficulty, through any obstacle, because you have the support of someone else. But with Sarah Imenu, she was all alone. There was no one with her, so she couldn't withstand the test. And I think it's a very telling lesson as we navigate the next few months together, to be able to make sure that even if you're okay and everything's well in your home, maybe people around you who are not, maybe people around you who need support, maybe people around you that need a smile and a hug, a phone call, whatever it may be, something along those lines, to be able to make sure that they have the support to be able to navigate these challenges together, and also with the idea and understanding that Hashem is always with us. Those two ideas coupled together should, please God, stand us in good faith to be able to navigate these challenging times together and to cross the threshold on the other side to a brighter and more healed, beautiful world. Shabbat Shalom.